Of the Evanston City Council. It is December 2nd. I've asked Council President Sellers to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance if you'd like to join us.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Sellers, we need to have a roll call. Ms. Harris, will you help us with that?
Sure. Councilmember Bell is used to open that form.
Thank you. We have an agenda. We do need to make an addition to that agenda to administer the oath of office to a new police officer. And we'll do that hopefully during the special hearings or public hearings, special orders. But I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda with that addition if someone so inclined.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Sellers? Mr. Lynch, seconding? Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is approved. We've got the City Council minutes for November 21st. Any concerns regarding those minutes? Corrections? Anything that way? If not, we will acknowledge those as they've been prepared and move to the work session minutes for November 25th, or 28th, excuse me. Same thing there. Any comments or concerns?
Nope.
If not, we will acknowledge those as well and go on to the bills. We've got a warrant register before you, today's date on it. Questions? If there's no questions, is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Mr. Perks, the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Lynch seconding. Discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That takes care of the bills. Council comments. Mr. Lynch, what do you have for us tonight?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
We had a big weekend. Was able to attend the light parade. We had our winter meeting. Got to appreciate all of our city employees. Jingle Bell Jaunt. I didn't see any of the rest of you guys at the Jingle Bell Jaunt running with me, freezing my butt off.
Always pick the new guy.
You were right behind me? Okay. And then Festival for Families. I don't know how much they were able to raise the other night, but always a really good event. Raising money to help some local kids. I always love our local fundraisers that go straight to our community. You know, that money doesn't leave our community. So that's a great event. And you guys missed my suit if you didn't attend. It was pretty good. And then Wyoming State Hospital presentation yesterday. It was very informational. So thank everybody for putting on all those events. And if you're able to attend any of them, hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
Excellent. We didn't say a long time ago that we always pick out the youngest of the group to be in the Jingle Bell Jaunt. And
Yeah.
sadly enough, that used to be me, but now it's you.
My wife's the one that got me out of bed for that one.
Gotcha. Excellent. Mr. Perks.
I can't top that, so I have nothing, Your Honor.
It's hard to do, isn't it? Mr. Sellers.
I just, Christmas season, things are slowing down in town a little bit, always in the winter. Just remind people to shop local, be reminding of people who need a little bit extra care and that seem a little bit down. I was listening to a thing on the radio talking about the younger generation and all the naps that they're taking and stuff. It's a big sign of depression in our younger folks. So anything we can do to build people up, we need to do that. And speaking of monies and the stays in our community, for those who don't know, 100% of the money that's given to the Salvation Army in those pots stay in our community. Roy and Cheryl do a wonderful job of putting them out. There's not a lot to do for every family, but they give a little bit where they can and help quite a few people out. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Hageman?
Wanted to thank everybody who participated in the last night in the Save the Wyoming State Hospital gathering. It was quite an attendance, and all the questions were great and fantastic, and they're still coming in. And the light parade is always my favorite, even though our sleigh fell off of our wheels twice. We still did it. And just a reminder that in this heavy season, all you retail workers and especially our American manufacturers, which are our elves, I call this my elfing season. Hang in there. We got this. It's almost over, and we make dreams come true on the 25th. So just keep your eye on the ball and keep going forward.
Thank you. I appreciate the reference, Mr. Sellers, to the Salvation Army. I got to spend a couple hours ringing that bell myself the other day, and it's kind of fun to do and visit with people as they come and go. And in Walmart's where I was, but and I guess I need to clarify, even when I was the youngest, I still didn't run. So you're head and shoulders above me. I appreciate also the many events that we've had in the last week, the parade, the lighting of the tree. That's always a special opportunity for me to gather some of the kids in our community to help me push that plunger down and light that tree. That's fun to be able to do, so I appreciate all that goes into all of those events and being able to be involved with those that I was. I appreciate that very much. We'll move on to our public hearings and special orders, and our first there, let's do the oath of office to our newest police officer, Chad Carson. I assume you have the... Do I come down there? You want me to come down there? Is that the best? Or
Yes, come on, sir. So I want to introduce you, Mr. Mayor and Council, to our newest officer, Chad Carson. We're excited to have him. I think he's going to be an excellent fit for the community. He's a veteran of the United States Army of 15 years of service, and 2 of those years were in Afghanistan. Just 1 year in Afghanistan. So I think he's going to be a strong force in our town, and I'm glad to have him. So I'll meet you both, sir. Appreciate your service.
raise your arm and repeat after me. You okay? I, Chad C. Carson.
I, Chad C. Carson.
Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States. You want me to do this? I, Chad C. Carson.
I, Chad C. Carson.
Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the State of Wyoming.
And the Constitution of the State of Wyoming.
That I have not knowingly violated any law related to my election or appointment.
That I have not knowingly violated any law related to my election or appointment.
Or caused it to be done by others.
Or caused it to be done by others.
And that I will discharge the duties of my office.
And that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
I assume you made that oath before.
Yes, sir.
I'll take the right to do this after you stand. Thank you all. You guys.
I'd like to echo that. Appreciate your service. Thank you.
The administration of that oath is something I don't take lightly. I think that's a pretty important thing, and I've said several times, not only in this position as the mayor, but in my professional life. I have worked many years with the ambulance service here in town and have been involved and been quite honestly protected by our police officers many, many, many times over the last 30 years, and thank you. I appreciate what you're willing to do. I appreciate your family here supporting you. So, welcome. Good to have you.
It's a lot of support. That's good.
That's excellent,
It's a tough job.
I'll say. We do have a couple of board appointments to consider, and I guess I'll just do these together, and if you'd like to address them or discuss them separately, we can. But we have a vacancy on the Historic Preservation Committee. Mr. Bill Alexander has expressed a willingness to serve on that commission, and a vacancy also on the Golf Course Advisory Board, and Herman Roybal has expressed a willingness to serve on that board. And so I'll make those appointments if somebody would like to make a motion to that effect.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Lynch with a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Sellers seconding. Is there any discussion on either of those motions?
Appreciate them serving.
Absolutely.
Who's no longer on both those boards? Which spots are they filling?
I guess I should be able to tell you, but I don't. Do we know who is leaving the board that has created these two vacancies?
I think that they've been vacancies for a while.
For a while. I want to say
so
they've
I don't
been
think
vacant.
anyone just left. I think it's
Just the term expired and no one was appointed to replace him. So it's been a while. Any further discussion without answering your question?
Fine, you can move on.
You
That's
see
fine.
how I got out of that?
Go ahead, just
I'm
move
thinking,
on.
I should know, but I don't. Okay. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? And that seems to be approved for both of those gentlemen. We appreciate their service. We do need to hold a public hearing to receive comment regarding application for transfer of a liquor license, it looks like. So, Mr. Harris, I assume you'll conduct that hearing for us?
Yes, thank
Please
you,
go ahead,
Mr.
sir.
Mayor. My name is Mark Harris. I'm the Evanston City and Prosecuting Attorney. The purpose of the hearing is for the City Council to receive evidence regarding the transfer of a liquor license, specifically to solicit public comment regarding the application for transfer of ownership of a restaurant liquor license from Main Street Deli LLC, doing business as Main Street Deli, to the Bakery LLC, doing business as the Bakery. The application for the license transfer has been reviewed by the City Clerk's Office and the State of Wyoming Liquor Commission, and they have determined that the applications are complete, with the exception that the applicant requires a food service permit in order to open the restaurant. That's a permit issued by the Department of Agriculture, as I understand. Notice of the applications have been published in a newspaper of local circulation once a week for 2 consecutive weeks. Anyone present who wishes to speak to the council regarding the application should approach the podium, state their name and mailing address, and present any comments to the council. No one will be subject to cross-examination, but may be asked questions by members of the council. The issues in this hearing are set forth in Section 4-9 of the Evanston City Code, which provides in part as follows. A license or permit shall not be transferred if the city finds from the evidence presented at a hearing, 1, the welfare of the people residing in the vicinity of the transferred licensed premises shall be adversely or seriously affected. The purpose of the chapter would not be carried out by the transfer of a license. The number, type, or location of existing licenses meets the needs of the vicinity under consideration. The desire of the residents of the city would not be met or satisfied by the transfer of the license, or any other reasonable restriction or standards which may be imposed by the city would not be carried out by the transfer of the license or permit. If there's anyone present who wishes to speak regarding the transfer application, would you please step to the podium and state your name and mailing address for us and present your comments to the council.
Well, Mayor, council members, my name is Alex Rossi. This is my wife, Mariah Rossi. We are the Bakery LLC, and just wanted to thank you for considering our request. Our intent is to have a morning, mid-afternoon bakery and make pastries and breads and have some coffee and make pizzas and focaccia, and what goes really well with pizza and focaccia, but they're in one. So we've made this request to have that license transferred from the Main Street Deli, and I'm sorry about the Main Street Deli. Everybody's sad about leaving. I'm sad about having the Main Street Deli leave, but we're going to make a new place there and have a different vibe, and we want to be part of the community in Evanston. So we thank you for considering this transfer.
You said that you'll make pastries and what did you say? What's that? Focaccia. What's that?
Pizza without sauce.
Oh.
It's Italian bread that you put on a baking sheet, and you put oil in it, and it rises, and you put all kinds of herbs and stuff, and it's really good. You put cheese on top of it, bake it for about 10-15 minutes. It's really good, even with a glass of wine.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'd never heard that word before that I can recall.
Sandwiches and soups and things like that.
Nice.
And we'll stay open from 7 in the morning till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So that's what we're projecting. And as far as the license, as far as the health department, I'm working with Erica East, and she's come out and given us a report about what we need to change in that location, and we're bringing in some new equipment. And so we're still working on the plan that we have to develop in order to submit that with the application. So that's all in the works. Our intended date of opening is the beginning of January, but that's all subject to her input, how quickly we can get equipment, things like that. That's hopeful, sure. But we're intending to open after the holidays.
Sounds good. That's my thing.
Thank you, Mr. Rossi. Is there anyone else present who wishes to present any comments to the council? There being none, does the council have any questions?
I have no.
Mr. Mayor, just so everyone's aware, the liquor division has informed the clerk that if the council were so inclined to approve the transfer of ownership, that the council could approve the transfer of ownership, but the license cannot be issued until they obtain that food service permit. So in other words, the transfer is approved, but it's held by the city until the food service permit is submitted.
Then there's no reason to delay it at all, based on what you're saying and what the clerk has said. There's no
Mr.
reason.
Mayor, that's correct.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay.
This is just a restaurant license, right?
So we've closed the public hearing, is that right?
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion to approve this transfer of ownership or liquor license to the Bakery LLC.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it, Your Honor.
Mr. Lynn, Mr. Perks seconding?
Welcome and good luck. I think it'll do good.
I think so too.
I'm glad it's not I'm glad we're adding variety.
I'm hungry now.
Yeah. So,
I'll have to go educate myself on focaccia.
It's delicious.
Focaccia. I'm sorry. I'm really not very smart. I got to figure it out.
It's absolutely amazing stuff.
wish you the best.
Absolutely. Any further discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved. Welcome. Glad to have you and hope it's a raving success. We'll move on to our consent agenda item. We've got one there, parade route request for the annual Shop with a Cop. Thanks for coming, folks.
Thank you.
Chief.
Yes, Your Honor, members of council, this is our annual Shop with a Cop. We also do a parade from Hampton to Walmart, light and siren parade for the kids, where the kids are allowed to basically go on a shopping spree at Walmart. Traditionally in the past, we've been able to allow each kid approximately $75 to spend on gifts, and this is money is donated from private charities and the officers who make large contributions throughout the year that funds the program. The only cost to taxpayers, obviously, the fuel for our vehicles to get down there. The officers who are doing this are doing it on their own time, and think it's an excellent program. It's good for the community.
Money well spent. I don't think we would ever dare not approve this. I will also say that it seems as if every Saturday morning when this occurs, my wife always wonders what in the world is the world falling apart, because we're close enough to 11th Street. We hear the sirens go, but that's fun too. So, any questions on our consent agenda before we move on? Let's move forward with it.
I've noticed in years past, you have other agencies that help you out with this too, which is always good to see.
We do invite, and we've had also the Sheriff's Office, Long Highway Patrol will be there in force again, handing out turkeys to the families who participate. We've even had BLM and other agencies participate, so it's been a good turnout.
Excellent. Is there a motion on our consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Lynch. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Lynn seconding. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor say aye. 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 Any opposed? That is approved. Thank you. We have no unfinished business. We'll go to new business, and we'll start there with Resolution 2379. Mr. Harris, will you read that title for us, please?
Oh, well, Your Honor, a note for the council, 2379 and 23-80 are, they're similar. I think the chief may address both of them when we get there, but I will read them. I'll call them in separately for consideration because they are two different types of applications. Resolution 2379 is a resolution of the City of Evanston, Wyoming, authorizing the execution of a contract with the Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police to provide funds for the Evanston Police Department to conduct alcohol compliance inspections. Resolution 23-80, a resolution of the City of Evanston, Wyoming, authorizing the execution of a contract with the Wyoming Association of Sheriffs and Chiefs of Police to provide funds for the Evanston Police Department to conduct tobacco compliance inspections.
Thank you. Go ahead, Chief. Is there?
Yes, Your Honor, members of council. So we've done this consistently, I think, probably since 2004, maybe even earlier. This is all governed by Wyoming state statute. Funds provided to WASCOP to the state of Wyoming is to administer out to the city of Evanston. And basically what it is, we utilize underage, we refer to as decoys, to purchase tobacco or alcohol. There's been some accusations in the past, but the decoys are selected by the fact that they have no previous convictions for alcohol or tobacco use. They're told to dress as they normally dress. There's no makeup, no disguising, no costumes. We're required to photograph the juvenile. They're required to use their state-issued driver's license. We make a photograph for that and also support records. They're required to read the statute so they know exactly what they're required to do, and they're not allowed to lie. The retailers who do not sell are rewarded $10 from this contract right here in the state of Wyoming, the individual clerk. And if they do make the sale, then we issue a citation for selling to an underage. And that's pretty much some of the program.
I think it's a good program. In fact, I think I have a couple of daughters that participated as decoys in that many years ago when they were young enough too. They were obviously no longer eligible for that age-wise, but I think it's a good program. Is there I guess we need to do these separately. Is there introduction on Resolution 2379?
I'll introduce with a motion to pass 2379.
Mr. Sellers making a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Lynch seconding. Any discussion?
First time since these programs started, I don't have any employees I have to worry about.
Got an eyes, huh? Further discussion? If there is none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That is approved. And I'll entertain an introduction as well on Resolution 2380.
I'll make that motion, Your Honor.
Mr. Perks with a motion there. And is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Lynch seconding. Any discussion on 2380? If there is no discussion, all in favor say aye. 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 Are there any opposed? That's approved as well. Thanks, Chief. Our next item is a motion to approve the execution of a bill of sale to All West Communications regarding sale of a fiber duct conduit.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, in 2016, the city entered into a conduit purchase agreement with, purchase and sell agreement with All West Communications, Inc. You may remember a meeting or two ago, we notified the council, or it could have been staff meeting, I may be incorrect about that, that the stock in All West Communications had been sold to a private equity or a different owner. As part of that transfer, All West Communications contacted Mr. O'Neill, and he contacted myself and the treasurer. The agreement provides that All West was making payments to purchase some of the conduit from, let's say, near the golf course back toward Evanston, the town, in Union Road. And the agreement set forth that they were going to purchase, they were purchased and paying for over time two conduit, fiber duct conduits that were identified in the contract. They have made the payments. The treasurer determined the amount that was outstanding. All West asked for a payoff on that amount and submitted a bill of sale. This motion would approve the bill of sale to transfer those conduits to All West pursuant to that agreement.
I think that was going to be the end result from the beginning anyway, so I think it's a great thing. Any questions for Mr. Harris or anybody else before we move forward with this?
No, just moves it forward.
Absolutely. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Perks. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Sellers seconding. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? That's approved as well. Thank you. Comments from departments. Larson, do you have anything from us? Parks and Rec? Oh. Ms. Lim? Mr. Robinson?
Appreciate the way, the generous way you took care of things.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate what all of you do and all of your people. Thank you. Mr. O'Neill?
Yeah, I'll echo what the board said. All of our departments are very appreciative and we'll go a long way, so thank you very much.
Mr. Parker?
Nothing wrong. Saying everybody's very happy. I appreciate you being in the city council.
Thank you. Excellent.
The employees were thrilled. And the party was fun, too.
It was fun.
For that.
Good party.
The meeting was fun.
The meeting was fun.
Thank you. Mr. Harris?
Ditto, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Public participation. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to address the council for any reason?
Didn't go to the Whoville at the library, you need to go and see all the work they put into making a wonderful event. They had over 500 people
Oh, excellent.
attend. It was absolutely incredible. And if you go in the daytime, which I did today, you see things you didn't see that night because there were so many people and it was dark with the lights dim. But it's absolutely wonderful. And they raised $4,000 for the children's department.
Nice.
And it was absolutely incredible. So go see it. Tell Michelle what a hard worker and what a good job she did. She worked for a whole year on that.
Excellent. Thank you. Good deal. Thank you. Anyone else? If not, we will adjourn. Thank you, everyone. Righty.